When making wise investment decisions, Phil Grandy has some sound reasons you should join Phil's gang.
You know, when I started this, they asked me, okay, can you explain to people why they should join the gang? Gee, I thought about that. And I guess to make money. But more than that, to get good direction on which way the economy's really going. We get so much crap, so many lies, how great the economy is and how great the tech business is, and when it's not. The problem is we have too many people in Washington and in this industry that just don't tell the truth. The truth is everything. And here at Phil's Gang, we stick with the facts. We tell the truth. We make sure our members, are getting the best information, and our listeners, like you. We make that information available to you and make it simple and understandable.
Good investing means understanding how the stock market works. Join today at philsgang.com. When the stock market is up one day and down the next, you need experienced advice from a pro.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy at philsgang.com. I know you're sitting there watching the stock market. You're going, what? Is this nuts? Market goes up 700 points. Next day it goes up 800 points. Then the market goes back down. Then it goes back up. What that is volatility.
You want to invest your money and grow your wealth. How do you invest intelligently?
But you got to anticipate what's going to happen with the market. And that's what we give you. Information so you can anticipate in advance what the market's going to do, so you know what stocks to buy, you know what stocks to short. It's all about having good information and anticipation. You got to anticipate. The one thing you can't do is rely on your brokers. Listen.
Our responsibility begins and ends with our partners and our shareholders, and that's it.
What are you, nuts? Partners or shareholders? You're not included.
Check out the free 10-day trial and follow Phil to investing success. Learn more at philsgang.com. philsgang.com.
I've been a Phil's Gang member since 2014. Over that time, I've generated over six-figure profits. Following Phil, his charting system has really been a huge impact on my career and my life. I would recommend Phil's Gang to the mom and pop out there. I would recommend it to parents teaching their children. I would recommend it to grandparents. If you really trust in their system, you will do well.
For more information, go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-4264. Want good investing advice from someone you can trust? Listen to Phil Grandy.
With what's going on today in the economy, especially the stock market, it gets really complicated, but it doesn't have to be. My job is to make it simple, to get through the fog. And I think I do that, and I think I do a pretty good job of that, especially why you should be buying a stock, or why you should be in the market, or not in the market, or shorting.
Invest wisely with the knowledge of Phil Grandy at philsgang.com.
Warning. Google, Apple, Microsoft, Netflix, Facebook, all these hot stocks are going to crash. They're going to drop as much as 60-70%. Hi, I'm Phil Grandy, philsgang.com. Exactly what happened in the dot-com days is going to repeat itself. Remember, 85% of the people lose money in the stock market because they don't know when to get out. I fixed that with my color-coded technology chart. It tells you when to buy, when to sell, when to add, and when to run like hell. That's right. Make sure you check it out. It's free for 10 days, philsgang.com.
When you listen to the advice of Phil Grandy at philsgang.com, you'll find investing in the stock market makes sense with the right guidance.
People keep saying to me, boy, things are hard, things are tough. Boy, the market's really screwed up. And I don't agree with them. For us here at Phil's Gang, we make it so it's simple. It doesn't matter if the market's bad or good. We consistently do well because we make it simple. And just like for my listeners on the radio or on the internet or my podcast, we make it simple. We try to break it down so you really understand why the market is going up, or why there's continued inflation, or why the bank rates are going up. So you understand. Especially yields. The most important thing to understand how yields work. Just what we do. We work hard at it.
Trusted advice, easy to understand strategies that will make you a better investor. Get all the details at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com.
What are you, nuts? 85% of the people do not know how to get out of the market. They lose money because they don't know when to get out. I'm Phil Grandy, philsgang.com. I solved that with my Pro 2 color-coded chart. It tells you when to get out. It tells you when to get in, tells you when to add, not to add. Specifically, when do I get out? It tells you that. Check it out. Go to my site, philsgang.com. Get your 10-day free trial of my Pro 2 color-coded chart, and a membership. Remember, when this market crashed in 2009, it should have never crashed because the chairperson of these two committees, their job was to protect consumers, protect our investments, and they're supposed to ensure that our investments are being monitored. Where were they in 2009 and 2008? They weren't anywhere because they don't do that. They take care of themselves. They protect themselves. They become richer. So you can't depend on these crooks in Congress. The stock market is a great place to be, but you just got to know this is a different market than your grandfather's market. So why don't you, for 30 days, join my gang, 877-600-GANG. Try it for 30 days, $39.95. Follow me. I tell you when to buy, when to sell, when to add, and when to run like hell. All I ask you, start making money. Please remember St. Jude.
Don't wait. Join Phil's Gang today and make profits. Go to philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264. The stocks discussed on Phil's Gang are not in any way a recommendation or solicitation to buy, sell, or hold. If considering acting on information presented, we first recommend you seek out a competent, licensed professional for advice. Get ready for the radio show that tells you what Wall Street doesn't want you to know.
Oh, I'm a money magnet. Money, money, money's coming to me. Money sets me free. I'm a money magnet. Money, 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 money's coming to me.
It's your daily dose of how to manage your money. And now it's time for Phil's Gang on the Off the Wall Street Radio Network. With your host, Phil Grandy.
Consumers remain very resilient.
Where is the credit issue that was supposed to arise as the Fed took rates higher? Where are we seeing the quote-unquote cracks in the consumer? They don't exist.
It's unbelievable. Of course the cracks exist. One of the biggest cracks right now is that discretionary spending is drying up. Bank of America pointed that out last week, that discretionary money, is shrinking. And that's when your economy starts falling apart. What are these people? It's amazing. These people are so, either they're liars or they're so out of touch with what's going on. And it's amazing. Every day we hear about how resilient the consumer is. He's so resilient. But he's not. They're not. Even though, remember, yes, they're making purchases. And if they're making purchases with discretionary money, that's good, because discretionary money is the important money, because that's the money that after they pay their taxes, after they pay their bills and all their living expenses, what they have left, you want them to go out and use that money in which to consume, not get, not withdrawals from home equity or withdrawals from 401ks or withdrawals from insurance. No. All that is debt. So there is cracks. There's one big crack. And the crack is, again, discretionary money is not around. They've been taking the discretionary money and they've been used to pay down their credit cards and all the other bills. And once that happens, your economy is screwed. You're going to go into a recession. And that's why I told my gang members the other day, keep watching the RV industry. And we always watch WGO as the symbol, Winnebago. Why? Because people who purchase RVs, they use it with discretionary money. That's discretionary money. And when you see, like now, factories are shipping 50% less, these RVs, 50% less RVs to their sales lots. 50%. And sales on these big RV lots, God, we have one here outside of Tampa. I mean, it must be a million RVs there. Sales are down 38%. So that means discretionary money is down. And that's a huge red flag. It identifies recession. But they're not going to tell you this. They don't want you to know any of this. They don't want you to know that. And also, do you ever think about for a moment, we got a rally, if you go since October 14th, 2022, to where we are today, the S&P's up 21%. But wait a minute, something's wrong. Like I said yesterday, the Fed rate is at 5.25%, and yet we're rallying from October 2022. Our rally is up 21% from October 2022 to now at a Fed rate of 5.25%, when every time they raised rates, remember, from 2008 up to 2020, that whole rally was based on one thing: zero rates. I mean, look what we've gone through to get rates to zero so we could loan money to CEOs at zero so they could purchase their own stocks, so they could push up earnings without profits. And when they push up earnings without profits, they push up stock price. But I haven't have profits. I mean, look what we went through. Tremendous inflation, destroying the only people who were doing well were the CEOs and the largest shareholders. The companies weren't doing well. The workers inside those companies weren't doing well. Nobody was doing well, except for the CEOs and the very, very wealthy. So the idea, think about it for a moment, why is it that when we were at zero, and look what we had to go through to get to zero, oh my God, stock buybacks, we had to go in and print money and then go buy treasuries and get the Fed to drop their rates so that the 10-year treasury yield will go down. Oh my God, we did all this to get to zero. So from 2008 to February 2020, it's 2008 to February 2020, what's that, 12 years, 13 years? They changed the rate to 2.5%. What happened? The market dropped 32%, but they blamed it on COVID. It had nothing to do with COVID, not a damn thing to do with COVID. It was the rate. It was the rate change. And immediately what they do, after the market dropped 32%, they went right back to zero rates, because it's the only way the stock market works since 2008. That's the way the market works. That's how they financially engineered it, for zero rates. So then the market, on March 24th, 2020, now at zero instead of 2.5, we had one hell of a rally. We rallied 114% from March of 2020 to January of 2022. 114% because of zero rates. They were so confident that it was COVID that caused the market to go down 32% from February 19, 2020 to March 23, 2020. They said, oh no, it's COVID, it's COVID. No, it wasn't. It was rates. So they decided, hey, you know what? Let's go back to 2.5%. Once they had that 114% rally from March 2020 to January 2022. So these idiots increased rates to 2.5%. What happened? Bam! The market went from January 2022 down to October of 2022, dropped 24% because the rate was at 2.5. So wait a minute. Now the rate's at 5.25 and we're rallying? It only works when rates are at zero. So how the hell is that happening? What's going on here? That should show you that this market has been so financially engineered and is so dangerous that if you didn't get into these stocks somewhere in October or November of 2022, and you're buying these stocks today when interest rates are at 5.25, and when they were at 2.5%, they dropped 32%, and they dropped 24%. And we're at 5.25. So what they're doing, as I told you this earlier this week, they printed $15 trillion to put into two stocks, Apple and Microsoft, and that would push up the S&P and it would push up the Nasdaq or the Qs if you're using the Qs. I mean, you know how dangerous that is. So again, going back to the consumer is resilient. The market's not even resilient. The market's not resilient. They're pretending the market is sustainable and resilient at 5.25%, and they're going to bring rates up at least to 7%. And you don't think the market's going to crash at 5.25% just because they're injecting $15 trillion into Apple and Microsoft, so to control the direction of the S&P and control the direction of the Qs? What are you, nuts? I hope you learn how to sell short and identify when a market, when money's coming out.
Want more information on this show? Go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy of philsgang.com. Over the years, I've successfully taught tens of thousands of investors how to navigate the market with confidence. Become a Phil's Gang member and receive the training, the advice, and the software that will take your investing to the next level. I have a team comprised of successful investors, all with proven track records. And Phil's Gang software is easy to use, painless to navigate, and tells you exactly when to buy, when to sell, when to hold, when to run like hell, even short. Learn about common market mistakes and how to minimize them. You don't have to be a seasoned investor to benefit from Phil's Gang and platform. No matter what level investor you are, my strategies for investing are designed to put you on the path to success. Sign up for the 10-day free trial to see our platform in action. Avoid market pitfalls and start winning with Phil's Gang. Learn more at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com.
When you listen to the advice of Phil Grandy at philsgang.com, you'll find investing in the stock market makes sense with the right guidance.
People keep saying to me, boy, things are hard, things are tough. Boy, the market's really screwed up. And I don't agree with them. For us here at Phil's Gang, we make it so it's simple. It doesn't matter if the market's bad or good. We consistently do well because we make it simple. And just like for my listeners on the radio or on the internet or my podcast, we make it simple. We try to break it down so you really understand why the market is going up or why there's continued inflation or why the bank rates are going up. So you understand, especially yields. The most important thing to understand how yields work. Just what we do. We work hard at it.
Trusted advice, easy to understand strategies that will make you a better investor. Get all the details at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com. If you want to invest your money and grow your wealth, just listen to Phil Grandy.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy, philsgang.com. There's many reasons to listen to a radio show, but I think to listen to my show, you get the truth, you get clarity, and you get great information.
No matter what level of investor you are, Phil's Gang strategies for investing are designed to put you on the path to success.
You know what? Most of all, it's fun. philsgang.com. Clarity, good information, and fun.
With the philsgang.com membership, we bring investors right to the floor, into the pits with Phil's daily live webinar classroom. Get inside market guidance on investing strategies. Find out more at philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. Don't have time to analyze and study stocks? At philsgang.com, we recognize that there are all types of investors, and we also recognize that your time is valuable. So we offer investing programs for all individuals. We offer investing programs for long-term and short-term positions. And philsgang.com provides quick and easy to understand investing videos that only take a few minutes to watch. With the philsgang.com investing programs, you will learn technical stock charting, how to execute your trades, and most importantly, you will gain the confidence to know when to get out of a stock and take profits. Sign up at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com. or give them a call. 877-600-GANG.
Thinking about investing in the stock market? Go to philsgang.com, where we have over 50 years experience in trading and investing in the stock market. Phil's Gang teaches you how to make profits in the market with stock chart analysis, up-to-the-minute alerts, and always keeping you informed with professional guidance in long and short-term positions. Go to philsgang.com or call one of our professional staff to answer your questions. 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. Stop wondering about your financial future and start doing something about it.
When you listen to the advice of Phil Grandy at philsgang.com, you'll find investing in the stock market makes sense with the right guidance.
People keep saying to me, boy, things are hard. Things are tough. Boy, the market's really screwed up. And I don't agree with them. For us here at Phil's Gang, we make it so it's simple. It doesn't matter if the market's bad or good. We consistently do well because we make it simple. And just like for my listeners on the radio or on the internet or my podcast, we make it simple. We try to break it down so you really understand why the market is going up or why there's continued inflation or why the bank rates are going up. So you understand, especially yields. The most important thing to understand how yields work. Just what we do. We work hard at it.
Trusted advice, easy to understand strategies that will make you a better investor. Get all the details at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com. Welcome back to the Phil's Gang Radio Show. Want to know more about Phil's Gang? Go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-4264. Now, here's Phil.
Welcome back to Phil's Gang. So, it gets frustrating because I guess I've been in this business so long, and what they put us through, what the Federal Reserve put us through, to benefit the very wealthy, the asset class, from 2008 up to January 2022. I mean, destroyed our country. We've had no productivity. We're not producing goods. There's no business investment. CEOs aren't plowing money back into the company with new equipment, new machinery to increase productivity. And then when you increase productivity, you increase wages. Then wages are up higher than inflation. And then people take their discretionary money and go out and they start spending. All the spending they're talking about. Listen to this. Listen to this again.
This economy is very strong, and what's driving it now is just a very strong labor market.
Now, he's an idiot. Labor market? Here's what he says the labor market is. Listen to his explanation as what a strong labor market is.
This economy is very strong, and what's driving it now is just a very strong labor market. There's still significant demand for workers. There are more job openings than there are unemployed people.
That's not how you measure a strong labor market. You can always have more, job openings than workers. That doesn't define you have a strong labor market. We got all these jobs. We got more jobs openings here. The people want the jobs. No, what defines a strong labor market is wages. Wages. If your wages are higher than inflation, now you got a strong labor market. But they changed that. They changed that description too. Just like when we had 2 quarters in 2022, right? 2 quarters back to back were negative. And they said, and that means it's a recession. It's been that way since 1974. 2 negative GDPs back to back. But no, they changed that too. Oh, no, we're going to change that. We're going to change that. No, that's not the meaning. We got a new meaning now. And just like they're changing the meaning here of a strong labor market. Oh, no, we don't like that one. No. We'll say that a strong labor market is one that we have more jobs than we have workers. That's what they're doing. They're always changing everything. It doesn't go their way. It's unbelievable. And this being resilient is crazy. Look, Bank of America would not have come out and said how concerned they are about discretionary money is drying up. Because it's just common sense, just as much as it's common sense. Would someone please explain to me, how is the market going up 21% since October 2022 to today? How's the S&P going up 21% with a Fed rate at 5.25%? And for 13 years, every time we raised rates, got to at least 2.5%, the market would collapse. But now that's gone too. They changed that. Now it's not going to collapse because now it's a 5.25%. It's okay now. After 13 years, it's okay now. After 13 years putting us through this inflation that has killed this country, killed consumers, killed our economic growth, killed our earnings. We didn't have to go through all that? No. This 5.25% is going to blow up the stock market, just like it always does. Like it has. There's the evidence. I'm looking at two of them right here. Here's the evidence right in front of me. February 19, 2020. That's when they said it was COVID. COVID caused that crash. No, it wasn't. It was going from 0 to 2.5. That's where we had that 32% drop. And boy, look at that. The minute they dropped interest rates to 0, what happened? From March 23, 2020 to January 2022, the market rallied 114% because they dropped rates to 0. So it crashed to 2.5. They dropped rates to 0. So they increased rates to 2.5, and the market went down 33%. So get this. 2.5%, they increased from 0, 2.5%. Market drops 32%. Then they drop rates to 0, and the market goes up 114%. Then they raised rates to 2.5% again, blaming COVID, and the market went down again 24%. Now they couldn't go back to 0. They can't go back to 0 because inflation is so out of control, they can't go back to 0. Those days are gone. But now rates are at 5.25%, and everybody's just jumping into the stock market, and they're going in buying Apple and Microsoft every day. Instead of buying them when we bought them back in January, February, March, no, they're buying them today. Can you imagine the people who are jumping into the spiders, jumping into the NASDAQ, or jumping into the Qs when rates are 5.25%, when they have right in front of them the evidence that anytime they raise rates to at least 2.5%, the market crashes. So all they're doing is duct taping this market up by putting in that 15 trillion. It's not going to last. So please come to our webinar this Saturday. Okay? Learn how the market works. Learn how to identify when the market's going to crash. You have all kinds of messages from the market, but you got to learn to listen to the market instead of listening to these dopes on these business networks. Listen to the market. And we're going to show you how to do that on Saturday. And by the way, if you can't make it Saturday, it's archived for 2 weeks. Just go to our gift shop and sign up. As of last night, we had everything sold out except for 15. I don't know what it is today, okay? But just keep trying. If it says it's filled, just keep trying. We get cancellations. But I think before I went on the air, we had, 8? Something like that, 8, 9, not sure. Check it out. And you're going to learn a lot. Discretionary money, is just so important. But you know what? Nobody's going to tell you that. Just because people go in and they take their money out of savings, take their money out of home equity, take their money out of 401ks, and credit cards are killing people. Rates on credit cards are 22 to 27%. And they're saying, can you imagine we have historic credit card debt? People are paying 20 to 27%, and they're saying the consumer is resilient? He's dead. He's dead. We'd be resilient. Imagine paying 27% in interest rates or 20%. That's what happens when you don't have discretionary, and that's why we always look at the RV business. That's the first business to tell you that this market is going to tank.
Want more information on this show? Go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG.
What, are you nuts? Coffee's up 92%, lumber's up 67%, heating oil, 60%, gasoline 55%. I understand why you guys are telling me raise my rates here at Phil's Gang, but we haven't raised our rates since 2001. Hi, I'm Phil Grandy at philsgang.com. I'm not going to raise my rates. Our membership's been $39.95 since 2001, and for a good reason. So that you have enough room that when you do make money here at Phil's Gang, and you will, because you're going to learn how to short stocks, that there's enough room to send some money to St. Jude. That's why we never raised our price. And that's why we give you good value. So, you want to continue with good value, good information, be on the right side of the market? Join my gang, philsgang.com, where the price has not moved, where we fight inflation. philsgang.com.
I believe that every single human being with a laptop computer and an internet connection should be required to give trading at least a shot.
Following Phil, his charting system has really been a huge impact on my career and my life.
I believe that every educated individual on planet Earth.
I would recommend Phil's Gang to the mom and pop out there. I would recommend it to parents teaching their children. I would recommend it to grandparents.
Should do this. It's not for every single human being on Earth. I know this, but it's one of those things that you should try, because if you happen to get it right, if you happen to be one of the ones that this is for.
Follow the money. Follow Phil Grandy.
Oh my God.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy, philsgang.com. That's right, philsgang.com. Join my gang for 10 days. It's free.
What's in front of you is a life of incredible joy, freedom, and independence.
Want the truth when investing in the stock market? Here's how.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy at philsgang.com. Listen to my radio show every day, because that's where you're going to get the truth. You're not going to get the truth listening to these dopes on Fake Business News Network. The other day, Kramer said, don't listen to the banks. They're giving you wrong information. When he told you to buy Merrill Lynch, remember? And what happened? They went broke.
Get the truth at philsgang.com.
Join my gang, philsgang.com. Get the truth. And also listen to me on my podcast on YouTube and Rumble. That's philsgang.com.
You can be a successful investor in the stock market by knowing what the market is going to do.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy at philsgang.com. God, you go nuts listening to these shows on TV, Kramer, any of them. I mean, they're giving you total garbage. Garbage in, garbage out. One day they tell you, buy this stock. Next day, don't buy the stock. Then you have two people on the show. One guy saying buy it, the other guy says don't buy it. So the question is, what the hell do you do? Well, we don't have questions here at Phil's Gang. And they never have to ask the question, what do you think the market's going to do? My members always know what the market's going to do because they've learned how to follow the money. That's right, follow the money. You don't follow fundamentals. You follow the money. And what is that? That's volume. That's the buyers and the sellers. And the other thing, you got to learn how to sell a stock as well as buy a stock.
Follow the money. Follow Phil Grandy.
Check it out, philsgang.com. Go to my podcast, YouTube, and Rumble every day. That's philsgang.com.
You want to invest your money and grow your wealth. How do you invest intelligently? Become a Phil's Gang member and receive the training, advice, and software that will take your investing to the next level. Phil's Gang software is easy to use, painless to navigate, and tells you exactly when to buy and sell to help maximize profits. Sign up for a 10-day free trial to see our platform in action. Learn more at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com.
What, are you nuts? Coffee's up 92%. Lumber's up 67%. Heating oil, 60%? Gasoline, 55%. I understand why you guys are telling me to raise my rates here at Phil's Gang, but we haven't raised our rates since 2001. Hi, I'm Phil Grandy at philsgang.com. I'm not going to raise my rates. Our membership's been $39.95 since 2001, and for a good reason. So that you have enough room that when you do make money here at Phil's Gang, and you will, because you're going to learn how to short stocks, that there's enough room to send some money to St. Jude. That's why we never raised our price. And that's why we give you good value. So, you want to continue with good value, good information, be on the right side of the market? Join my gang, philsgang.com, where the price has not moved, where we fight inflation. philsgang.com.
Welcome back. Are you ready to make profits in the stock market? Why not check out philsgang.com or give us a call. at 877-600-4264. Now, here's Phil.
When they tell you that the consumer is driving this economy, how he's so resilient and how strong he is, that's just silly. Okay? And it's just as silly that we're having a rally when interest rates are at 5.25%, and it's setting you up for one of the biggest bear traps ever. Now, it's okay if you know what you're doing. Okay, we're in these stocks. We're still in all of these tech stocks, Apple, Microsoft, NVIDIA, Meta. We've been in those since January, February, March. We also have been rotating into some nice discretionary stocks. We're up about 15, 20% in our airlines, our cruise lines. So we've been doing a little bit of rotation. But at the end of the day, this market is going to collapse. But it's being delayed. It's being delayed. And it's right in front of you. At 5.25%, the rally keeps going up. That is just so much evidence right there that this is one of the biggest bear traps ever. So you got to know what you're doing. So please come to our webinar. Go to our site right now, philsgang.com. Go to our gift shop. Sign up. It's only $80. If you've been to one before, go again, because you're always going to learn something new. I think this is the most critical point right now that we ever had for a webinar. I think this is the best time ever. I mean, it's just amazing. Like, everybody keeps saying how this October 14, 2022 is the bottom and everything's fine now. Well, first of all, it's not the bottom and everything's not fine because we're at 5.25%, the Fed rate. But the reason it's not fine, because what caused the crashes from what they call, let's say, the COVID crash, which has nothing to do with COVID, from February 2020 to March 2020, that 32%, and what caused the crash from January 2020 to October 2022, they claim is the bottom, that dropped 24%. So 32%, 24%, what caused those crashes are still with us today. Still with us. So until we fix what caused those crashes, you really think that we're out of the woods? What are you, nuts? At a 5.25% rate? Let me tell you what we have to fix. And they have not worked on it. First of all, the destruction of our oil independence. Have they worked on that? No. Still, when you go to fill your car up, it's expensive. Deficits are a killer. Deficits kill you. Deficits are presidents are always worried, except for this president. Presidents are always worried about deficits. Rome was always worried about deficits because deficits drive inflation. Another reason we had these drops was because the yield curve. We have still our national debt's increasing. We're at $32 trillion. Our payments are something like $650 billion. So what still exists, again, deficits, inflation, yield curve, increased national debt, slow economic growth. Our trade deficit's $93 billion a month. That means we have to borrow more money. That means interest rates are going to continue to go up. We have weak productivity, weak manufacturing. And by the way, our manufacturing is so weak. Where do you see those layoffs come? And we haven't got hit yet by the commercial real estate that's going down. You know what really gets me too? I'm listening to all these Democrats, right? And they always tell us how the Democrats are for the guy that's struggling. I get so sick of hearing that. Okay, I'm not a Republican. I'm independent. Okay, so I don't go along with the herd. I'm not a team player. I'm a Democrat, so I got to do whatever they say. I'm a Republican. I do whatever. No, I don't do that. But think about this. When the market was rallying 114% from March 2020 to January 2022, think about this. Who's making all the money? The wealthy, right? All the money goes to them. Stock buybacks. 351 Democratic American billionaires gained $1 trillion of wealth out of that 114% gain. $1 trillion of wealth. Now let's think about that. Yeah, at the same time, during that rally, more than 20 million people became jobless. 8 million fell into poverty. 19 million were evicted from their homes. 26 million were going hungry. And all we keep hearing about is trickle down, trickle down, trickle down. Trickle down what? Do the math. If that's the truth, the 351 Democrats, American billionaires, gained $1 trillion in that rally, then do the math. They could have wrote a check for $3,000 to $4,000 for every one of those people. For the 20 million who became jobless, for the 8 million who fell into poverty, for 19 million who were evicted, and the 26 million went hungry. The Democrat billionaires could have wrote checks. That's called trickle down. Did they? No. No. But what are they doing? They still are going to financial engineering this market so they can even make more money in the stock market. And that's fine, because when the market goes up, we follow the money. I don't care who's putting the money in. McGilla the gorilla can put money in. I could care less. If money's going into the market, our charts, which you'll see on Saturday, or if you become a gang member, you get to use our charts free for 10 days. We designed our charts to follow the money. You got to stop following fundamentals. Those days are over. Those days are gone. Fundamentals? What are you going to do with fundamentals? They're not connected anymore to the stock market. The only thing that's connected to the stock market right now, okay, is just money. The big guys. They put their money in, stock goes up. They take their money out, stock goes down. It's that simple. Fundamentals, if you're still looking, and that's all they talk about on these financial shows, fundamentals. That's insane. You got to learn how to follow the money. And the charts that we designed are Pro 1, Pro 2, Pro 3. The algorithm is set up to follow the money. When it turns green, it means money's going in. Turns yellow, it's telling you, watch it, they're going to start taking money out. Then it turns red, money's coming out, so then you learn how to sell short. If you only would learn how to sell short, that'd be great. What a difference it would make. So let's help you with that. Even if you just become a gang member, you join a gang in 10 days free if you want to do that. But why don't you do both? Unbelievable. So this bottom they say is in is not in. It's not in. It makes no sense. Because we still have the yield curve, we still have deficits, we still have inflation, we still have increasing rates. Remember, he says he's going to raise rates 2 more times and then 2 more times in 2024. So think about this. Why would our wealthy owners who own us, who own everything, who run the Fed, who run Congress, who owns Congress, the 1/100th of 1 percentile? Now, not to be confused by the 1%. You always hear about the wealthy 1%. I'm talking about the 1/100th of 1%. They control the fake business networks, the media. They control the Federal Reserve. So why would they think that they're going to be so lucky that with the current Fed rate at 5.25%, that we'll continue on this current 21% rally? I mean, you really think they think they're just lucky? No, they know why the market's going up, because of that $15 trillion. But that $15 trillion can be pulled out any minute. So please learn how to sell short. They know that Apple and Microsoft are financially engineered. It doesn't mean don't be in Apple and Microsoft. Just have the education. We'll give that education to you, how to identify when money's coming out. So you're out before it tanks, or you're positioned to sell short. You've got to learn how to sell short. Be right back.
Want more information on this show? Go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG. Good investing means understanding how the stock market works.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy at philsgang.com. You know, if you really want to make sense of this market, you can't be listening to the fake Business News Network. They will not tell you the truth. They're to get you excited, to make sure you go out and you're happy so you'll buy something. That's not what we do here at Phil's Gang. We give you the truth, the direction, and that's what you need. Listen to me on my radio show each day and also on my Rumble and YouTube channel podcast. philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com.
You want to invest your money and grow your wealth. How do you invest intelligently? Become a Phil's Gang member and receive the training, advice, and software that will take your investing to the next level. Phil's Gang software is easy to use, painless to navigate, and tells you exactly when to buy and sell to help maximize profits. Sign up for a 10-day free trial to see our platform in action. Learn more at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com. You can be a successful investor in the stock market by knowing what the market is going to do.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy at philsgang.com. God, you go nuts listening to these shows on TV, you know, Kramer, any of them. I mean, they're giving you total garbage. Garbage in, garbage out. One day they tell you, buy this stock. Next day, don't buy this stock. Then you have two people on the show, one guy saying buy it, the other guy says don't buy it. So the question is, what the hell do you do? Well, we don't have questions here at Phil's Gang. And they never have to ask the question, what do you think the market's going to do? My members always know what the market's going to do because they've learned how to follow the money. That's right. Follow the money. You don't follow fundamentals. You follow the money. And what is that? That's volume. That's the buyers and the sellers. And the other thing, you got to learn how to sell a stock as well as buy a stock.
Follow the money. Follow Phil Grandy.
Check it out, philsgang.com. Go to my podcast, YouTube, and Rumble every day. That's philsgang.com.
Want good investing advice from someone you can trust? Listen to Phil Grandy.
With what's going on today in the economy, especially in the stock market, it gets really complicated, but it doesn't have to be. My job is to make it simple, to get through the fog. And I think I do that, and I think I do a pretty good job of that, especially why you should be buying a stock, or why you should be in the market, or not in the market, or shorting.
Invest wisely with the knowledge of Phil Grandy at philsgang.com. You want to invest your money and grow your wealth. How do you invest intelligently? Become a Phil's Gang member and receive the training, advice, and software that will take your investing to the next level. Our team is comprised of successful investors, all with proven track records. Phil's Gang software is easy to use, painless to navigate, and tells you exactly when to buy and sell to help maximize profits. Learn about common market mistakes and how to minimize them. Phil's Gang has successfully taught tens of thousands of investors how to navigate the market with confidence. You don't need to be a seasoned investor to benefit from the Phil's Gang platform, no matter what level of investor you are. Phil's Gang strategies for investing are designed to put you on the path to success. Sign up for a 10-day free trial to see our platform in action, avoid market pitfalls, and start winning with Phil's Gang. Learn more at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com.
What, are you nuts? If the stock market can make you so rich, especially Apple and Microsoft and Google and Amazon and the rest, why are so many Americans poor? If the 401k promises you a retirement, then why is it we are in a retirement crisis? Here's the answer. Because 85% of you get out of the market too late. I fixed that with my color-coded chart, which tells you when to buy, when to sell, and when to get out. That's right, when to run like hell. Check it out. You get a free membership and the free color-coded chart for 10 days. Check it out, philsgang.com.
Welcome back. Are you ready to make profits in the stock market? Why not check out philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-4264. Now, here's Phil.
And welcome back to Phil's Gang. Go to my website, philsgang.com. Go to the gift shop. Sign up for the webinar for Saturday. It's only $80. And you have it for 2 weeks. So it's not like one day. This is like 2 weeks you have it. It's recorded. And you got it with you for 2 solid weeks. And I'm telling you, get some good stuff out of it. And it's going to help you. I just hope that people understand now that we're in the middle of this rally that the bottom is not October. You've been lied to. and this rally is not sustainable. And again, I'm puzzled. How can anyone say, oh, this rally is going up right now, we're up 21%, it's sustainable, when the Fed rates at 5.25? I know I said this 20 times today, but it's driving me nuts. Yeah, I can't get this across. It's at 5.25. And any time we raise rates from 0 to even 2.5%, we would have a 32% drop, 34% drop. So we're going to be that lucky to think at 5.25 we're not going to have a drop. I'm not saying not to be in these stocks. We're in them, but we'll know when to get out of them before they turn around and go down. Most of the people, what we call our tourists, the herd mentality, they're jumping in these stocks today. Meta, Apple, Microsoft, when there's a 5.25 Fed rate. They don't know the difference between 5.25 and 2.5. The difference. They don't know that the market for 13 years could not go up without 0 rates. We went up 1,400%. The tech stocks went up 1,400% only because of the 0 rates. Now you're 5.25. And also know this, there is no bottom. We still got the same problems. That caused those two rallies to go down 32% and to go down 24%. And the reason they can't bring interest rates back down to 0, because inflation is killing us. And inflation is killing us because the consumer is not using discretionary money. What he's doing, he's pulling his money out of his 401k to buy stuff. He's pulling money out of savings. He's refinancing his home. That's why it's at 5.25. And any minute, any day, that 5.25 could crash this market. So be prepared. I'm not sitting here trying to scare you. I'm telling you the truth. Common sense tells you that, doesn't it? Over 13 years, we had to stay at 0. And every time we went up 2%, the market would crash. Now we're 5.25. I'm driving myself repeating this so much. But we still have deficits, inflation, yield curve. And we never had such a yield curve. I mean, you talk about a yield curve that's so deep. We still have our national debt that's up now to $32 trillion. Our economic growth is almost non-existent. Our trade deficits are brutal. We're paying $93 billion a month. That means that now that we buy stuff from China, it's so expensive because our dollar is so weak. And it's killing us. It's killing our consumers. That's why they're using credit cards. That's why they're taking money out of their 401k. That's why they're refinancing their home. We have weak productivity. That means we got weak jobs. We have weak manufacturing at a 14-year low. But nobody cares. All they do is hear these guys on CNBC or whatever tell you how everything's great and people jump in the market. Not my gang. Think about this. Our corporate earnings are continuing to contract. What does that tell you? In the fourth quarter 2022, we had the biggest drop in 2 years in corporate earnings. And the first quarter this year here, 2023, that's the lowest quarter since 2021. And Biden's monetary policies, the American COVID Rescue Plan, the Inflation Reduction Act, the Omnibus Bill, which is so silly, it's got all kinds of crazy stuff in it, that's killing us. That's killing us. Think of the money we're printing for those bills. And that's why inflation is getting out of control. Inflation is not 5% or 4%. Inflation is about 10, 12% real inflation. But there's always, when you're in the stock market, once you learn how to sell short, what a difference it makes, because it doesn't make any different anymore. It's like someone took the chains off your hands. I mean, you now can bob and weave. If you know how to sell short, it doesn't matter. If we have increase in national debt, we have a reduction in savings, we have a reduction in economic growth, increased borrowing, lower investments, trade deficits, it doesn't matter. Because it means if the market goes down, we're going to make more money going down than going up. But how many of you know how to sell short? Very few of you know how to sell short. How many of you know how to even look at a yield? Before you buy a stock, you need to look at the yields. Are yields going up or yields going down? Then you know what group to be in. You know what group to be in. The trade deficit, nobody really even realizes the trade deficit is $90 billion a month. You know what the consequences of that is? A weak dollar, Everything we're importing is more expensive, so that means our folks, when they go pick up their check, like if they go through, say, Thursday's payday, every dollar they get in a wage, 13 cents is cut because of inflation. Inflation. And so the consequences of inflation is you're losing 13 cents out of every dollar you receive on your paycheck. Inflation lowers our income, lowers the purchasing power of your dollar. The value of your dollar is going down. It causes higher rates. And all that's linked to the market being unable to sustain enough momentum to recover all the lost ground. So you say, yeah, but Phil, you just said the market's going up 21% since October. But it's not sustainable. How did they get the market to go up? They had to put $15 trillion into two stocks, Apple and Microsoft, and everybody's buying Apple and Microsoft. That's what's driving the whole 8,000 stocks or 2,800 named stocks. Think about that. And anybody that's a professional looks at that 5.25 as a death march. That's what this is. The rally that's going up, unless you know what you're doing, is a death march. Have you put in a stop yet? Most people don't even know what a stop is. But we'll help you with all this. And it's a good place to start is with our webinar on Saturday. And at the same time, join the gang. Because you join the gang, you got 10 days free. And what you learn in 10 days is incredible. If you decide after 10 days you don't want to stay, and you use that knowledge, you're making money, all we ask, please help out St. Jude once in a while. That's all. See, the best way to stimulate the economy is not through increasing our debt and deficits. But Biden doesn't understand that. Congress doesn't understand that. Well, they understand, I shouldn't say that, but they don't care because they have wealth. And the more inflation, it doesn't bother them. I mean, deficits, nothing could be worse than deficits. Nothing. Nothing. And then when you start looking at all these bills, all this crazy money, like the omnibus bill, that drives me nuts. I mean, think about it. You and I are paying for a $2 million ski area. You and I are paying for a $2 million golf course. $50 million for an electric ferry boat. $50 million on a bird sanctuary. You think they care? No. It's all politics. Nobody cares. This is crazy. He's spending 40% more than the revenue we're taking in. That's a death sentence. And when you can't drive that, when you can't take this rally that's going up right now and take that interest and drop it from 5.25 back to 0, like we did for 13 years, we did that. For 13 years. You can't do it anymore. You got to make sure you're in the right stocks. You got to make sure you're rotating, just like we did the other day. We rotated out of Apple and Microsoft and Nvidia, and we rotated, not the other day, last 2 weeks ago, and we rotated into discretionary stocks. We rotated into 2 cruise lines, CCL and CLH. Those are up about, 21%. And we also went into American Airlines and Alaskan Air, and now we're starting to look at Home Depot. So you got to know how to move from sector to sector, and you only know how to do that if you understand how the yields work. The 10-year Treasury yield, if it goes up, you know which stocks to buy, and you know which stocks to stay away from. All of this we're going to help you with. We're going to help you with this. Also, everybody's, right now, if you're running back to Coca-Cola and Johnson & Johnson, okay, because you think it's a good deal, it's not. I told my members to go start watching Coke and Johnson & Johnson for a short covering rally, where everybody who's short it pushes that they got to buy their stock back. So there may be a 10, 12% bump in those two stocks. So you're just going to buy it for a short covering rally. And most people don't even know what that is. Most people just get in the market and they just think they're going to get some hot stock and make money. It doesn't work that way. Let us help you. Join our gang. Free for 10 days. And don't forget, go to our gift shop right now. I don't know how many we have left open.
You have been listening to Phil's Gang with your host, Phil Grandy, on the Off the Wall Street Radio Network. Off the Wall Street Radio Network. Remember to visit Phil's website at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com. Or call the office, 877-600-4264. That's 877-600.